The Witness by Jonathan Blow and Thekla Incorporated. I've been watching this game's development for years. It comes from the creator of Braid, a time-based puzzle platformer from 2008. I loved that game, so when I learned that Jonathan was working on a new one, I was very interested. And 7 years later, it's finally here. So the main thing I want to answer today is, did this live up to my expectations? Yes. Yes it did, very much so. It surpassed them. The Witness is a first-person explorative puzzle game. It harkens back to games like Myst, but takes those ideas so much further. You wake up on a mysterious deserted island and are allowed to just go. There are countless puzzles to solve, and each one allows you to progress and might reveal something about where you are. And the best part is, you're given complete freedom. From your first moments in the game, you're free to explore wherever you wish. If you start on a few puzzles and you feel stuck, you can take a walk, and you're likely to find a whole bunch more to solve. And maybe when you make your way back, you'll have figured out how to proceed where you were before. You aren't really given any objective or instruction. This is very much a self-driven game. Your drive to play and complete this will come from your curiosity about the island and the things hidden away in the nooks and crannies. As such, this is a slow-moving game. There's a lot to see and take in, and you have to be perceptive. If you rush past things, you're gonna miss a lot. If that kind of thing doesn't seem interesting to you, you might not like what this game has to offer. For me though, this is right up my alley. The puzzles you encounter are deceptively simple, but become more and more creative and complex. There are a lot of puzzles to solve, believe me. I'm not going to show what they look like though, because everything about this game is better experience for yourself. All I'm going to say though is that this game is really fun and really rewarding. And even more than that, this game is gorgeous. The game has a very interesting art style. It's almost cartoonish, but still incredibly detailed and colorful that brings the whole place to life. Every object, every building, every tree is unique and beautiful. There are different zones, all with their own theme, like the desert or the pink forest, meaning at every turn you'll be somewhere new. And my god, the amount of detail everywhere. There's so much to explore. You'll probably find yourself backtracking and walking through places you've been a few times, but honestly, each time I did, I found something new. There are a lot of views that are just breathtaking, and I haven't gotten tired of just looking at the different environments, so they did a damn good job building up this world. One thing I should mention, there's no music in this game. I've been playing the trailer theme song for 2013, but there's no actual soundtrack or songs in this game at all. That doesn't mean there isn't anything going on acoustically though. I'd say that the sound design is just as detailed as the graphics. And it's all environmental. The sounds of birds, the rustling grass and trees, rushing water, ambient noises, and differently shaped rooms. There's so many subtleties that really come together with the visuals to make something really special. To give you an idea of just how crazy detailed the soundscape is, around 3 years ago before release, they claimed, at the time, there were 1,756 different footstep sounds. That's not only different footsteps or a different material you step on, but different footsteps with the same material. A lot of different footsteps. That's not necessarily the final count either. I don't think I've really seen a game put that much attention and detail into building different soundscapes, which is a very important aspect of your perception. Your brain uses sound to interpret where you are, the materials around you, etc. So this all comes together to make this island feel very alive and very real. I think that's the thing that gets me the most about this. Everything comes together so beautifully and cohesively and makes for a really nice game. There are many ways this couldn't work. If there were too much instruction, if the player felt too limited and the game were too linear, or if things were too cryptic and too confusing. I think a lot of people would be just done with this game very fast. But The Witness strikes a very nice balance between solvable and just out of reach that makes every puzzle you solve incredibly rewarding. There will always be a puzzle or two you're stumped on, but there will also be other puzzles you can go on with. And I found time and time again that whenever I got stuck and went exploring to some other corner of the island, I'd often either gain some insight or perspective from those puzzles to help me revisit the old ones. This game does an excellent job of teaching you without explaining anything as well, which I really appreciate it. So basically, I can't recommend this game enough. If all this sounded like your cup of tea. Again, if you don't think you'd enjoy exploring an island just for the sake of exploration, you might get bored. Or if you don't like puzzles, you're not gonna have a good time. That's totally fine. At $40 though, if this sounds interesting, you can't go wrong. Honestly, if I had to compare, I'd say this game is a mix between Myst and Antichamber. Which, if you don't know Antichamber, man, you missed out. It's like a self-driven explorative puzzle game like this, but in a very different setting. They're all puzzles that mess with your understanding of geometry. It's awesome. Anyways, thanks for listening. I hope I was able to give some insight into the game without spoiling anything. If you're interested in what other videos we have, I'm trying to do some kind of video game inspired science show. At the time of recording, it's not done yet, but maybe by now there's a link on the screen? I don't know. I also made a video about the first Metal Gear game like half a year ago. People seem to like that.